Okay, what's up, guys? Dr. Jaws here, and today we're going to be talking about the piked dogfish. And it's kind of slowing down a little bit. I had this playing for a while, but we got some Civilization 3 music going on today. It was kind of like a last minute choice for me, but I forgot how good the soundtrack was. So like always, I'm just checking the audio, making sure it's all doing okay, so bear with me. Let's see how we got. How good the soundtrack was. That's a good mix. That's a good mix. Checking the audio, making sure. All right, I'm happy with that. That's a pretty good balance. So I don't know if there's a way to do that before actually going live, but oh well, we're learning together. Anyway, so I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I'm actually, I had a really relaxing trip. I saw my family in Northern Virginia, and that was a really nice time. So just kind of chilled out. Had a lot of food, had a lot of chocolate. I'm a big chocoholic. I don't know if I ever shared that with people, but love chocolate. So anyway, tonight's tea is Food Lion black tea because I don't know how different Food Lion tea and like Twinings black tea would be, like English black tea, English breakfast tea. I was craving English breakfast tea. I got it in my little Batman mug. So anyway. But I think there's one person watching right now, and I think I know who that person is. I also invited a special club to join in later. I hope they do, and it's okay if they don't. Again, starting out, kind of like a new thing. But welcome, special person. I am really glad you're watching, and hope you're doing something fun and winding down for the night, and maybe working on a project yourself. Let me go ahead and make this video bigger just for better aesthetics. There we go. All right. So yeah, just as another brief intro, these are not lectures. These are just like chill study spaces, chill study rooms with a bunch of sharks. So each week we do a new shark, and ideally the viewer picks. So it's viewer's choice for what shark we research, and also viewer's choice for what music we listen to. And, like on nights where, this has been every live stream, but like on nights where there might not be a vote or people there, I will make the decisions. So Piked Dogfish is a really good shark for tonight. It is a classic wintertime shark for at least my part of the world in the mid-Atlantic US, United States. So, and it's winter, it's cold, and it's just like a good shark to study. And I think this was a dive video in Norway. So, but it's actually, I'm really surprised how much Piked Dogfish footage there is on YouTube. There's quite a lot available, so we're just going to kind of chill out, enjoy some of that right now. I've got it on my playlist, so if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the Dr. Jaws YouTube channel. And no, we're not shilling for Doublemint. No, we're not. We are not shilling for anybody. Nope. Okay, let's just learn about the shark. We're not shilling for any stupid ads. So, so tonight we're gonna focus on probably, I think, Florida Museum of Natural History. When I started this project, I thought I was going to do all three, like Florida Museum of Natural History, the IUCN Red List, and then individual research papers. But like each thing actually takes up a lot of time, so like each thing is kind of roughly what an episode should be. So there we go, no more ads. All right, back to the video. Okay. So Piked Dogfish. This is Squalus acanthias. It's also known as the Spiny Dogfish. Oh, he's so cute. I love these sharks. They're unique in their group in a sense that most dogfish are actually deep water sharks. Like the fact that this shark, it also lives in deep water, but it's, I think, one of the very few dogfish that comes in very close to shore in shallow water, and even goes up estuaries. Like Chesapeake Bay is a Piked Dogfish place. Pamlico Sound, the Pamlico Sound Lagoon Complex in North Carolina is also a Piked Dogfish place. And dude, like the Gulf of Maine, huge Piked Dogfish area. So these guys used to be one of the most abundant sharks in the United States, and they're still pretty common. It's a vulnerable species now. They have been heavily overfished. But in general, like or rather historically, it's been a huge or like an incredibly abundant shark. It's been seen as a trash fish for like the longest time, and as part of why they're called dogfish is that they school in like these really big shoals, kind of like a pack of dogs, and they've been like the bane of like fishermen's existence because like these massive schools of dogfish would like collide into like a lot of fishing gear, a lot of fishing nets. Like when fishermen are trying to get, actually you can see a little bit in that video, when fishermen are trying to get like menhaden or I don't know, like valuable like herring species like that, dogfish will go after those fish trapped in the nets, and they'll get tangled up in the nets, and it's just a pain because like you can actually kind of see it. Let's go back. You can actually kind of see it in that little shot because these sharks have these special spines. Oh. You can kind of see it, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but right there at the front edge of the dorsal fin, both dorsal fins have these spines. It's those little white areas. It's kind of blurry, I know, but also this is weird music for I promise the Civ soundtrack gets better, but it's weird music for illustrating a pike dogfish. Anyway. So, yeah, but these sharks are super cool. It's the most well-researched shark on the planet. There are so many papers in so many different disciplines on this species, so it's just like anything you could possibly want to know might already be known about piked dogfish. So, oh my gosh, these guys are so cool. So you'll notice something interesting about dogfish in general is that they are trying to find a good shot. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to rewind, but who cares? They are unique in that they do not have an anal fin. You know, the classic shark body has like the two pectoral fins, the first dorsal fin, the two pelvic fins, the second dorsal fin, and then the anal fin, and then, you know, along with like the tail fin, like the caudal fin. But this whole group of sharks doesn't have that. It's kind of part of what distinguishes them from a lot of other kinds of sharks. So I'm not really sure why that is, and I'm not really sure why they evolved that way, but just kind of fun trivia. So let's see what else I got. I like their spots, they're spotty. So oh man. And again, every time I watch like videos like this, it's actually just mesmerizing, and I don't really want to talk as much as I want to watch. It's cool seeing them go into like a net or go into like a prey, like kind of like a bait item or a prey item, and then like kind of twist their whole body. The teeth on these sharks is really unique in the sense that it kind of like they're lined up in a way that is sort of like a chainsaw, or like that's not a good way to describe it, but it's like the whole mouth is like ripping like bait apart or the prey apart. It's not like it's not like a typical shark where you think of where it's like it just is like biting down on something or ensnaring something. It's like a conveyor belt of teeth just kind of sawing through, which is part of why they're doing that technique where they're kind of like twisting their whole body just to kind of like get a chunk of like a chunk of like meat out. It's hard to describe. I'm actually going to pause the video and see if we can get a jaw set, like just to kind of like illustrate what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. So that's an individual tooth. See how it's like flat and it's got this like one little spiky. If you have like a whole row of these, it's going to make this actually nice like a chainsaw. That's the best way to describe it. There we go. Look at that. Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Boom. Nope. Go back to that, please. All right. So yeah, see how all these teeth are like lined up? It's working kind of like a belt. You know, it's not really like, these aren't like individual teeth like stabbing things or tearing things like a white shark or something. Like I'm not really exactly sure what I'm trying to describe, but it's like the whole jaw is working in unison. So it's just a really cool feature about this species. It's hard to how do I articulate that? Maybe I got it. Like, you know, like a chainsaw. It's not like one tooth. It's like a bunch of teeth working together in unison to tear the thing apart. So just, yeah, fun fact about the shark. Very unique teeth. just that shape with like the flat little nub in the back and then like the curving point. Like, as always, I'm sure scientists hate me describing things like this, but just like that. You know what? Let's consult the great tome, Sharks of the World by Ebert, Dando, and Fowler. Let's see how they describe it, because I don't want to butcher this anymore. So, we're going to listen to sprightly Civ music. Oh, part of the reason, random fact, but so last week we did the Journey soundtrack, right? And I got a copyright notice about that, which it isn't a strike or anything, because I think it still fits as like transformative or whatever. But yeah, I think YouTube's algorithm or bots or whatever heard the notes. So I'm kind of experimenting with Civ 3 is like it's a much older game. I'm kind of curious if YouTube is going to catch on that this is Civ 3 music. We'll see. Part of the reason like I like video game soundtracks is, one, there's supposed to be a nice balance of like you're concentrating but relaxing at the same time. It's good music to study to, because like, you know, the music in an actual game, ideally it's supposed to be in the background while you're doing the game, like while you're not working on something, but like if you're accomplishing a goal in the game, you know, you've got this stuff in the background that is supposed to kind of like help you along. You know, it's not like a film score. It's a little bit different. It's more of like a rhythm to it while you're working on something. So that's part of the reason I like video game soundtracks, because they're very good, but they're also like, they can be unique and interesting, but also conducive to like focusing on something. So some YouTube channels are like that, some YouTube music channels are like that, but for now, I mean, there's not a lot that I know of. Like Blue Turtle is like the first one I featured, and they're really cool, but I don't know if I haven't like looked around enough. But anyway, video game soundtracks are a pretty safe bet. So I'm gonna see if they have anything on the teeth, like in terms of like descriptions. Oh, they actually don't have anything on the teeth. Hilarious. Okay. Alright, well, I won't waste time on that. So, alright. While we're here, let's go back to some footage and read about the shark. So here we go. Piked dogfish, Squalus acanthias. Mainly demersal, apparently also epipelagic. Some solitary or schooling with other small sharks, often forming immense, dense feeding aggregations on rich feeding grounds. Segregates by size and sex into packs or schools of small juveniles, mixed sexes, mature males, larger immature females, or large mature females often pregnant. Mixed adult schools occasionally reported. Pregnant females usually pup in shallow inshore nursery grounds. That's cool. I don't think... I'm actually curious where the nursery grounds are. I don't really know off the top of my head where they are. Some populations pup in deep water on outer shelves and upper slopes. Slow swimmer, but undertakes long-distance seasonal migrations north to south or deep to shallow as water temperature changes. Other populations are resident year-round. Long-distance movements reported from tag returns include a 1,600-kilometer journey in the Northwest Atlantic. That's my part of the world. Cool. All right. Status. Vulnerable globally, endangered in Northeast Atlantic and Mediterranean, vulnerable in the Northwest Atlantic and South America, least concerned in Australasia and Southern Africa. Very well studied, haha. Possibly one of the world's most abundant and important commercial shark species, utilized for meat, high value in Europe. You know, I don't like reading that and listening to this like posh European music. Like, that sucks. Liver oil and fins, and supporting large target trawl and line fisheries, comparable scale to teleos fisheries. By the way, teleos are, actually, you know what? Let's not butcher that. So teleos are most bony fish. They're not all bony fish, but they're most bony fish. That's a term often used. Teleos. Whoop. Let's precisely describe what that means. Blah blah blah, the largest infra class, blah blah blah. what makes a teleost a teleost? If you know in a comment, or if you want to make a comment, if you're a marine biologist and you want to make a comment, what makes a teleost a teleost? Oh, there we go. The difference between teleosts and other bony fish lies mainly in their jaw bones. Teleosts have a movable premaxilla and corresponding modifications in the jaw musculature, which make it possible for them to protrude their jaws outwards from the mouth. Okay, you know how fish go blub? That's what that is. The blubbers, the blubbies, I don't know. This is of great advantage, enabling them to grab their prey and draw it into the mouth. So fish that can blub are teleosts, I guess. In more derived teleosts, the large premaxilla is a main tooth-bearing bone, and the maxilla, which is attracted to the lower jaw, acts as a lever. Okay, we got it. Most bony fish fall in the class teleosti. Is that teleoste? Okay. Oh, interesting. For the Greek, to complete osteon bone. Interesting. Okay. Fun fact, osteon, word for bone, osteoporosis, which is like hollow bones. Like osteo is the root for that word as well. So anyway, so yeah, interesting. Like, so I didn't realize that that's exactly what a teleost was, but it's a term that you see often, and it's kind of interesting that teleosts are, like the term teleost is used more often than just bony fish in general. Like, I'm not shilling for. Oh, actually, that's a cool guitar. Okay, those are cool guitars. I don't know why, like, because like in every like fishery study that I've like read, the term is always teleost, and it's not like bony fish or actinopterygii. It's always teleost, which is kind of strange. I don't know, or it's not. Maybe it's not strange, but it's like I don't know why that is, because teleost is not all bony fish. It's that subclass of bony fish we just talked about. So I don't know. Interesting. I lost my place. Where was I? Also of commercial fisheries significance because large numbers may damage fishing gear and affect catches of other species. Targeted by sports anglers, displayed in public aquaria. I have never seen this in an aquarium, but I would love to see it in an aquarium. I mean, I guess I don't know. And important for scientific research and teaching. I have actually dissected a pike dogfish in high school. Like, it literally was a species. I went back to that same high school for a lecture, like a shark lecture, maybe about a decade later, and did I? Yeah. And I was pleased to see that. I mean, I don't like shark dissection in general, but I was pleased to see that they actually replaced this species with Rhizopriodon terranovi, the Atlantic sharpnose shark, which is much more abundant and is not like vulnerable. It's not like in as much trouble as this dogfish. So again, I don't like dissection, but at least they're not doing it to this shark, which its population is not doing as well. Anyway, tangent. Oh, interesting music. Mildly toxic dorsal spines, isn't that cool, can cause painful lacerations. Its very low reproductive capacity and the targeting of aggregations of large pregnant females make it highly vulnerable to overfishing. North Atlantic commercial fisheries collapsed. Exploitation continues under management in the northwest, but fisheries are closed in the northeastern Atlantic. Northern Hemisphere pike dogfish stocks are listed by several environmental conventions, SIMS, CMS, Appendix 2, and MOU, OSPR, and Barcelona. Interesting. Oh wait, Appendix 2 of this book. Screw that, sorry. Okay, interesting. You know what, this is kind of reminding me, I have a magical book, a different book, that I have not shown before on these live streams, so I'm going to go get that right now because it has a very robust pike dogfish section, and it's one of the greatest fish biology books ever written. So let me go grab it. 1 minute. Captain can't hold the ship. Oh man. Thank you, Captain. At ease. Alright, so this is none other than Fishes of the Gulf of Maine by Bigelow and Schroeder. If you are an aspiring fish biologist or, just someone who likes fish, I highly recommend this book. This is very famous and very important, and actually, like in my life, personally, super instructive. And my grandfather got me this book, which is really nice. So this is like, I got this when I was in high school. I did a aquarium internship in New Hampshire, and that's where I got this. It's from the Seacoast Science Center in Rye, New Hampshire, Odiorn Point. So shout out to Seacoast Science Center. You guys are awesome. I got this copy from you, so you're great. Make sure my camera's adjusted correctly. So, and let's go back to Piked Dogfish footage. Nope, no new fish. That's not what I want. I want my Piked Dogfish stuff. There we go. Let's go back to my playlist. And this is what I mean, by the way. I don't know if I showed this in the other videos, but I have a couple like playlists of videos that I think are really cool and that have like a lot of good shark footage. They're called like footage selects. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Please also like and subscribe to Dibrem. I've mentioned him before. Dibrem's awesome. Andre Ide and Rudolf Svensson. Like, this footage is coming from these channels, so please go ahead and like and subscribe. Let's do a shout out. Okay, Dibrem, subscribe to them. They're super cool. Andre Ide, I subscribe to them. I support you. I'm one of the 5. That's awesome. Okay, and then Rudolf Svensson, I've subscribed to you. Okay, awesome. Yeah, because this is just actually beautiful footage, and I selected this footage for a reason. So, I'm gonna let this footage play in the background as we read about the Piked Dogfish. Whoop. All right. From the Great Tome of the North Atlantic. So, oh, and I literally turned to it. Alright, now what's fun about this book is sometimes the descriptions could be a little bit more colorful and a little bit more poetic than prosaic. That's something that, unfortunately, in science you see a lot. Is just like very dry, just dry. So, let's see what we got. Alright, here we go. And they call it Spiny Dogfish. So Spiny Dogfish, Piked Dogfish are some of the English names. Grayfish is a name. Spur Dog is a name. But the proper English name is Piked Dogfish, but the more common American name is Spiny Dogfish. So all the same species, all Squalus acanthias. So I'll just read as they wrote it. Spiny dogfish are the most abundant shark not only in the Gulf of Maine, but also in the entire western North Atlantic. They're usually found epibenthycally, but move throughout the water column to surface waters. Again, unique in doing that. Like, a lot of dogfish don't do that. A lot of dogfish are deep water, but these guys are unique in the sense that they like shallow water, so or can live in shallow water. Dogfish are widely distributed in inshore and offshore shelf waters, from nearshore shallows to depths of 900 meters. Although they tolerate brackish water, they do not ascend estuaries into fresh waters and prefer full-strength seawater. Okay. So they do go into estuaries. They do. I mean, I think they're literally saying they just don't go into fresh water, but they absolutely do go into estuaries. So interesting. I'm a little tongue-tied. I think it's because of Thanksgiving. Just like, I'm pretty zen, pretty chill right now. So like, yeah, I'm pretty relaxed, honestly. Distracting me. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so stuck on that. Okay, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. This is one of the most gregarious of Gulf fishes, swimming in large schools or packs. Dogfish of a size class continue to associate together as they grow, the result being that any given school runs very even, consisting as a rule either of very large mature females or of medium-sized fish, either mature males or immature females, or of a small immature fish of both sexes in about equal numbers. Schools of juveniles are most common offshore, whereas schools of mature females are abundant inshore. That's interesting. We read that in the other thing too. That's actually pretty interesting. So mature females and pregnant females are inshore and looking for nursery grounds. Interesting. Okay. Dogfish are not particularly swift swimmers, but they maintain a strong, slow pace. Okay. Apart from their general seasonal migratory movements, dogfish are governed by the movements of the fishes on which they prey. They seldom stay in one place long, but there is seldom, if ever, a time during the summer when they are not common on some part of the Gulf of Maine coast. So erratic are their appearances and disappearances that where the fishing is good today, there may be only dogfish caught tomorrow, or nothing at all the day after, the other fishes having fled these predators and the latter departing in pursuit. See, I love that. That's beautiful. Dogfish use their dorsal spines for defense, curling around in a bow and striking, which makes them hard to handle on the hook. It is probable, too, that the spines are slightly poisonous. They are. General reports to this effect being corroborated by the fact that the concave surfaces are lined with a glandular tissue resembling the poison glands of the venomous weaverfish, Trichinus draco of Europe. I kind of want to know what a weaverfish is. I thought they were going to say sea raven. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't want to get rid of the footage though. Actually, no. Let's. I'm going to look up weaverfish on my phone. What is this? Trichinus draco. What in the heck is a weaverfish? Doink doink. Greater weaver. Oh, that's weird. Kind of looks like a snakefish or lizardfish. What am I saying? Lizardfish. That's interesting. You know, it's poisonous. All right, back to the shark. Okay, food. Voracious almost beyond belief. Dogfish deserve their bad reputation among many fishermen. Not only do they harass and drive off mackerel, herring, and even fish as large as cod and haddock, but they consume vast numbers of them. Fishermen repeatedly have described packs of dogfish dashing among schools of mackerel and even attacking them within the seines, biting through the net and releasing much of the catch. Wow. Fishes constitute the major food category of the stomachs of 2,662 dogfish. This is kind of, yeah, we don't need to go into that detail. Okay, schooling pelagic fishes such as herring, menhaden, river herrings, capelin, sand lance, and mackerel are heavily consumed, but such solitary benthic fishes such as wolffish and several species of flatfishes routinely fall prey to this efficient predator. That's kind of cool that these guys eat wolffish. I mean, I guess wolffish can be small, but that's actually really cool. So, in the Gulf of Maine, squid and sand lance are of particular importance in the diet. The diet of spiny dogfish in the Irish Sea was similar with smaller individuals, consuming more crustaceans and fewer teleosts than larger-sized groups. Dogfish on both coasts also take a variety of invertebrates, including ctenophores, that's a fancy name for comb jellies, jellyfish, polychaetes, fancy name for worms that are scary, sipunculids, I don't know what that is actually, we gotta look that one up. Amphipods, shrimps, crabs, snails, octopods, squids, and sea cucumbers. Dogfish are usually very thin when they reappear on the coast in spring, suggesting that they rarely feed during their winter stay in deep waters. That's interesting. So, aren't these cute? Like, I mean, they're cool, but they're cute. You know, I'm just paying attention to the video right now, but like, they're super cool. Man, these guys are awesome. I don't really need to know predators. Reproduction, not really. Age and growth. Yeah, there's some parts of like fishery science that I'm not particularly interested in. Like at least like doing like a live stream or something. I don't know who else is doing a live stream remotely related to fishery science, but I don't know. Like, but like when you get into like some details, it's like, yeah, it's a little crazy. Okay, occurrence in the Gulf of Maine, just for fun, since this is fishes the Gulf of Maine. Spiny dogfish make up for the comparative rarity of other sharks in the Gulf of Maine by their overwhelming abundance. To mention all the localities from which they have been reported would be simply to list every seaside village and fishing ground from Cape Cod to Cape Sable. They're also common on the offshore banks. Super cool. Yeah. See, there's like little moments like that which make this book really special. Actually, there's just like little moments that's a little bit like, it's not super sciencey. It's more like you're reading kind of like, not like a story, but I don't know. I think Bigelow and Schroeder are really cool, you know. And did they have edited by Bruce? No, that's wrong. It's Bigelow and Schroeder. Never mind. Edited by Bruce Collette and Grace Klein McPhee. Because like Bigelow and Schroeder are like old scientists. They were like 1950s, 1960s was their heyday, right? Oh, dude. Okay, I'm done. I'm done shilling. Nope. Nope. I don't support gum. I don't support it. I don't support it. We're done with the videos. We're gonna go into the science. So, all right. Let's go back to importance. During the years when the ground fishery was chiefly by hook and line, fishing was actually prevented by dogfish in Massachusetts and Ipswich Bays unless moon snail were used for bait, for dogfish did not take these. That's interesting. I don't know what you gotta get moon snail, but alright. Often too, they bit groundfish from the hooks of long lines or took the baits and made it futile to fish with hook and line where they abounded. So they're a nuisance to fishermen. Replacement of hook and line fishing by the auto trawl has put an end to widespread complaints on this score. But when schools of dogfish get into a net or seine, they so snarl the twine that disentanglement and repair may be the work of days. Spiny dogfish stocks must be managed very carefully because, like other sharks, they are slow to mature, have a prolonged gestation period, produce limited numbers of offspring, and grow slowly. They are typical K strategists, and as such, they are extremely vulnerable to overfishing. This is the only Gulf of Maine shark that rivals the important food fishes in numbers. The minimum swept area total biomass estimates of spiny dogfish based on NEFSC spring bottom trawl survey. Look, that's a mouthful. It's just there's a lot of them. That's the point. There's a lot of them. Declining abundance is shown by trends in commercial catch per unit effort, and research vessel survey indices and declines in average length in commercial landings suggest that this stock is overexploited. There's evidence that recent fishing pressure on mature females, again, mature females are inshore, right? You know, in shallow water environments. There's like a fly in here, dude. Sorry. If you see me swatting like a cat, it's just because there's a fly in here. There is evidence that recent fishing pressures on mature females has altered the size and sex structure of the population. Interesting. Okay. Well, so I guess the gist is there's a bunch of them. One thing I knew this, but like I needed a refresher, was that mature females migrate inshore. I kind of forgot about that detail, so interesting. So now we're on Florida Museum of Natural History, and now Civ is kind of kicking up to the future era. So let's kind of gloss over this and see what we can see. I think I literally last time I was here for bull sharks, I literally read everything top to bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of like scan through things, and check for comments. There are no comments, so we're just gonna keep going. Possibly don't eat much in deeper water. That might be from Bigelow and Schroeder as a source. Okay, got that. Oh, cool. All right, common names. So English language common names include spiny dogfish, blue dog, never heard that. Common spiny fish, I've never heard that either. Dwarven salmon. Wait, Darwin salmon. Sorry, I thought it was like dwarven salmon. Oh my gosh. Alright, Rings of Power. Rings of Power is a good show. I was actually surprised. It got a lot of flack, and then I watched it, and I really liked it. So I highly recommend. I would love it if it was called Dwarven Salmon. That would be great. But Darwin Salmon, never heard of that. Dogfish, grayfish, Pacific dogfish. So fun fact, this was separated into a different species called Squalus sucklei, and I think that happened 5 years ago, 6 years ago. The common thinking was like all dogfish or all dogfish in North America, at least like the ones that look like spiny dogfish or Squalus acanthias, they thought they were all, the idea was that they were all the same species, but then I think there was like a genetic study done where the sharks on the Pacific coast were genetically different from sharks on the Atlantic coast, and they never like interbred or anything, to the point where it's like, oh, that's a completely different species. So Pacific dogfish are literally called Pacific spiny dogfish or Squalus sucklei, and then the Atlantic ones are the ones that we're researching right now, Squalus acanthias, the classic pike dogfish or spiny dogfish. Isn't it confusing, like all these English names? Like this is why scientific names are so important, because they kind of unify everything, and just bring everything together as like, this is what we're talking about. So, rock salmon. Why would you call this salmon? How does this have 2 salmon names? Rock salmon, spiky dog, spotted spiny dogfish, spring dogfish, spur dog, Victorian spotted dogfish. That is a name. White spotted dogfish, and white spotted spur dog. Interesting. I have never heard of Victorian spotted dogfish. That is quite regal. The common name dogfish originates from fishermen who describe these fish as chasing smaller fish in large, dog-like packs. Cool. Ooh. I do not dare pronounce these, but yeah, I don't want to be wrong or insensitive. I will not pronounce these. But other language names include these names, so that's really cool. I don't know if the bull shark had this. Probably did. Gruntai. Galudo. Okay, I'm a little tempted. Thornfish? What was the Japanese name? I literally saw Japanese somewhere. Abura Sunozame. Cool. These are cool names, actually. Skylos, Greek. The Greek name for this shark is Skylos. That's a cool name. Spinarolo, Italian. Cool. Gohudo, Portuguese. This is fun. Oh shoot. Okay, Irish is such a beautiful, or like, is it Irish? I guess Irish language. Irish is such a beautiful language. I paused because I thought, is that Gaelic? Is that the right way to say that? But anyway, beautiful language. There's no way I will know how to pronounce this because it's not how it usually is not how it reads. So, but beautiful language. It's not going to be how it reads. I know enough of Irish to know that it's not going to be how it reads. So, sorry, I'm really stuck on this. This is super cool. Coinga, colon, Mazzola, Mielga. I've heard Mielga before, actually. Spanish name for spiny dogfish. I've heard Mielga before. Morsko Kuse? Picage. Okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Alright, so, points to humans. We talked about sharp decline. Oh, interesting. Okay, here we go. Sorry, kidding. Total landings of spiny dogfish peaked in 1974. Let's think about 1974. What was going on in 1974? I don't know what was going on in 1974. Is that... leave a comment what was going on in 1974. 27,000 metric tons, followed by a sharp decline, stabilizing at 5,900 during the 1980s. In the 1990s, landings rose dramatically with over 28,000 metric tons taken in 1996. What happened in 1996? I'm usually good with, like, I kind of like place years with, like, films, and 1996, what, like, Hunchback of Notre Dame? I have to know more films than that, come on. 1996. Godzilla? Independence Day, 1996, right? I don't know. Oh, I'm really butchering this. 1996. Braveheart. Braveheart's 1996, pretty sure. Anyway. Point being, peak in the 70s, sharp decline in the 80s, landings rose dramatically in the 90s, but did they rise dramatically because the population is coming back, or did they rise dramatically because fishing techniques got better? That's a good question. I don't know. So leave a comment if you know. Spiny dogfish are caught primarily with otter trawls and sink gill nets. This species is used in the popular British dish fish and chips. Whoa, did not know that. I'm never going to order that. As well as marketed for its oil and as fish meal. This species can cause tremendous damage when entangled in commercial nets. I love that this detail. This is so interesting. Like, it's just like... That is so interesting. Like, I don't know... I'm sure many sharks do stuff like this, but like it's the pike dogfish is the shark that I hear the most about in terms of like damaging fishing gear. So interesting. Also, I'm starting to wake up a little bit more. You know, I think it's the music. I think Future Era Civ is like bringing me up to speed. So, all right. Danger to humans, lol. In general, spiny dogfish poses little, if any, threat to humans. As the English common name spiny dogfish alludes to, the species of spines on the dorsal fins that can result in nasty wounds if not handled carefully. Dogfish use these spines to defend itself, curling in the bow and striking at any threatening predator. You know what I'm kind of curious about? Let's go back to research, like literature references. That would be venom, right? Yeah, venom. I'm just gonna control find. Is there a study on venom? Sorry, venom. There is. Oh, there is! That's so cool, and it's not publicly available. Darn it. Okay. So, fun general biology fact. Venom, there's a difference between poison and venom, if you don't know. So, venom is things that are, like, injected into you. So I think of, like, a needle, you know, like snakes have venom. Snakes use their fangs to inject venom into you. This dogfish has spines that injects venom into you. Poison is something that's ingested, like eaten, you know, so like a mushroom is poisonous, you know. So there's a difference between poison and venom. You know, poison is ingested, venom is injected, and it's just interesting. So it took me a while to kind of figure that one out, because like they're used interchangeably too often, but it's a fun biology fact. So this is fascinating, and I wish this was public. Gonzalez Jurado, 2012, Anatomical, Histological, and Molecular Characterization of the Venom of Squalus acanthias and Heterodontus francisci, that's the horn shark, the other famous shark with a spine. World Congress of Herpetology, Vancouver, Canada. Oh, you know what? Book of Abstracts. I'm kind of curious. I wonder if we could find this, maybe. I'm kind of in the mood to find this. Let's see. Can we find this? Because I would like to read at least the abstract. What the heck? The World Congress of Herpetology. This is it. 2012. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. What the heck? World Congress, okay, 7, Vancouver. Oh, can we find this? Alright. It's 18 pages. We might be able to find this, guys. This is actually kind of cool. Let's see. Alright, anatomical, histological. Now, for anybody new, I probably should have said this in the beginning. These are literally like live study sessions and live study parties where like I literally am learning things, and I kind of like, you know, I'm not lecturing, I'm not like entertaining per se. I'm kind of, I mean, like I am kind of, but like I'm also kind of like literally learning live. There's things I want to find. So however, as this gets more interactive and as, you know, maybe more people come onto this, you know, you guys can steer the conversation, you know. As far as like, should I even waste time on this? But right now, President Zach says yes. I would really like to waste time on this. So, where is this? A lot of cool studies. I can't find this. 2012, August 8th through 14th, Book of Abstracts, 255. Oh, maybe I'm not looking in the right place then. Interesting. Book of Abstracts, 255. Past conferences. Shoot. Actually, wait, what is this conference? World Congress of Herpetology. It's interesting. So the last one was the last one was 2020. Okay, so this is still going on. Cool. Okay, I wonder if there's another way to find this. Maybe I should actually look. I forget if I actually looked at the article name or if I was trying to find World Congress thing. So let's try the article name and see if that pulls anything up. Shark references, which is where we're on. PubMed, does that work? Ooh, Bio1, we could check that. No, 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 not mice. I don't want mice, dude. I'm not looking for mice. Oh, this might be it. Bio one. Ooh, is this? Nope. Oh, shoot. See, this is it. Darn it. Well, we can't do that. Okay. So I mean, like, I should have known. So for this website, sharkreferences.com, if it has a little green arrow next to it, this means it's public and you can download it publicly, which is cool. And then if it doesn't have that arrow, like this really interesting study does not, it means it's private and you have to pay for it. I can't stream something that's private, so, and that I have to pay for, so sad. Sad. Okay, we're gonna move on. That's a cool study though. So there is some research on the venom of pike dogfish. That's kind of fascinating. All right, moving on. Humans conservation. Spiny dogfish are slow to mature and must be managed carefully. The species is extremely vulnerable to overfishing and are currently on the brink of collapse. They have a long gestation period, produce small litters of pups, and are slow growing. Commercial fishermen target the mature females because they grow to larger sizes than males. I don't know, where does that claim come from? That's interesting. Commercial fishermen target the mature females because they grow to larger sizes than males? That's kind of a claim. And it's not cited. You know, this whole article is cited, right? You know, right? Or not? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Okay. I mean, I trust Florida Museum of Natural History, but, like, that is a weird claim. Like, commercial fishermen target the mature females because they grow larger. Is it that, or is it because mature females, as we talked about, you know, they come into... They're more often seen inshore. You know, like pregnant females, mature females come into like estuaries and shallow water environments. So, what the hell is this music? So is it that they're larger, or is it that because they're running into fishermen more often because they're in a shallow water environment? That's an interesting claim. So, females don't reach sexual 12 years of age. Okay, females don't reach sexual maturity until 12 years of age, giving birth to approximately 6 pups after a 2-year gestation period. Interesting. Talked about that. Oh. The dogfish fishery increased dramatically in the U.S. during the 1990s, resulting in a 75% reduction of mature females, leading to a record low numbers of pups over the past 7 years. That's really sad. Okay. In 2001, the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission, ASMFC, voted to extend an emergency action that closes state waters to fishing for the vulnerable spiny dogfish. This was a response to heavy fishing that devastated dogfish populations during the 1990s. In late 2000, a fishery management plan for the spiny dogfish began to... This is kind of annoying me. Just get out of here. Sorry, it's too... I don't like doofy music, like... That was weird. Sorry. Okay, in late 2000, a fishery management plan for the spiny dogfish began to be developed, followed by its approval in November 2002. Federal and state recovery plans are currently in place, but continually challenged. In mid-2003, the ASMFC held a vote on a motion to lower spiny dogfish quota to a level supported by scientific data. However, this motion fails to achieve the required 2/3 majority. The National Marine Fisheries Service, NIMFS, with new stock assessment data predicting the collapse of the spiny dogfish population, closed federal waters to dogfish fishing in July 2003. So that was almost 20 years ago. The National Marine NIMFS currently regulates shark fisheries, including spiny dogfish, in federal waters, setting forth closures when quotas are reached for each shark species group: large coastal sharks, small coastal sharks, and pelagic sharks. Actually, let's look that up. Sorry, NMFS shark groups. Shark conservation, no fisheries. I think, so what they're talking about is, in the U.S., there's these groups of sharks in terms of management, and I'm kind of curious. I won't waste time on this because I know, when I kind of, veer from what I already have open, my audio gets a little weird, but, fish and sharks. But there tends to be like these different groups, or sorry, not tends to be. So nymphs and I think Noah organizes sharks into like these different categories, and they mentioned it right here where it's large coastal sharks, small coastal sharks, and pelagic sharks. And I know I can find that somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have it here actually. Shoot. How about nymphs, large coastal sharks? I'm just kind of curious. I'm just gonna check this and then I'm gonna go back. Nope. This is good music. I like this. Alright, yeah, I can't find it. I'm not gonna waste time on this. Alright. Okay, Spiny Dogfish is regulated. Spiny Dogfish is considered vulnerable by the World Conservation Union, IUCN, due to intense fishing pressure. The IUCN is a global union of states, governmental agencies, and non-governmental organizations. Oh, we know what they are. Sorry. Okay. Here's a range of Spiny Dogfish. They are found in the Western Atlantic Ocean. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, remember when I said that they split the species up? This should be Squalus sucklei. This should not be Squalus acanthias. So no, that's a little embarrassing. When was this updated? Is a good question. When was this last written? Because they're talking about like 2000 like the aughts, So when was this updated? I don't know, dude. This is a great museum. I don't want to be mean, but like, that's not right. That part's not right. Because that's a completely different species. Let me pull that up. Squalus sucklei. It looks identical, almost, Pacific spiny dogfish, but it's a different species. Let's see if we can get some images and see if we can find some differences. I mean, it looks so similar. Look at that. You can kind of sort of tell he looks a little smaller, like a bit chippier. Like, I mean, that's just the classic spiny dogfish. That's Squalus acanthias. That does look like Squalus sucklei. Darn it, that is actually really hard to tell. That looks different. Yeah, the fins look smaller. Interesting. But anyway, point being, Squalus sucklei lives here, and then the shark that we're talking about lives here. So Squalus sucklei is in this part of the Pacific, northern Pacific, and then Squalus acanthias is in the Atlantic. So that's interesting. Don't know what's going on there with that. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. Talking about that. This is almost pulled from Bigelow and Schroeder. Interesting. Highly migratory. Ooh, found primarily north of Cape Cod in the summer. They move south to Long Island in the fall and as far south as North Carolina in the winter. So this time of year, they're actually in my neighborhood right now. So, although I've yet to see, I haven't had the privilege of meeting a wild piked dogfish. I would love to. Like, I think they're super cool. And like, honestly, some of those videos we saw earlier, like divers in Norway with them, I would love to do that. That would be the coolest thing ever. Just to be surrounded by these sharks. Ugh, they're so cool. During the spring, they begin their migration north, reaching Georges Bank in March and April. They are absent along the coast of Canada in May until late June and July. Okay. Distinguishing characteristics. Dorsal fins both preceded by a single spine. We've been talking about how venomous that is. First dorsal fin is obviously larger than the second dorsal fin. Obviously. Not really, to be honest. Like, I mean, those look... Come on. Look how... It's so silly. Yeah, don't worry about that. Anal fin is absent. That is a good characteristic. And then body scattered with small white spots. So usually color with sharks, not a good indicator unless it's like a cat shark or something. But spots are fairly unique-ish to piked dogfish. Atlantic sharkmouth sharks also have spots. But they look so different in other ways that it doesn't really matter. But as far as like shallow water dogfish go that live in the Atlantic, I mean, yeah, spots are a good distinguishing characteristic. These are nice photos. Look how, oh my gosh. I don't know what it is, but there's something about sharks' eyes that are just like beautiful and you know, if you see a shark in the wild and you see their eyes, there's just something about it. You know, this is a really nice photo, kind of capturing that look, but there's just something about it that it's like there's so much like energy going on. It's so interesting. I don't know. Love sharks, dude. Moderately large eyes. I think it's a cool feature in terms of like, you know how like deep water animals tend to have larger eyes. I'm kind of curious if like the large eyes are something, an adaptation related to how this shark lives both in shallow water and deep water. It does dive down pretty deep. I'm not 100% sure, but proportionally in relation to the body, these are pretty big eyes, so I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see. Spines. Not really. Oh, there are low lateral keels located on the caudal peduncle. Interesting. I wonder if we can get a photo of that. So they're talking about, see this like, that's not a good example. See this like dark line right here? That's what they're talking about when they're talking about the keel. And not all sharks have that, so that's actually pretty cool. Oh, these spots of conspicuous image, typo, fading with growth until they disappear entirely on some individuals. Interesting. So the white spots are something that's more about, like more to do with juvenile piked dogfish, and then when they grow older, they fade away. I didn't know that. Okay, here's, hey, here we go. Finally, we got a good little description of the teeth. The upper and lower teeth are small and similar in shape, with oblique points bent towards the outer corners of the mouth. That is a very good way to describe the thing that I was trying to describe that I did not describe well. The cusps are deeply notched outward with a single sharp point. These form a nearly continuous cutting edge, like a chainsaw, from one corner of the mouth to the other. There are 28 upper teeth and 22 to 24 lower teeth in the jaws of the spiny dogfish. Interesting. Denticles, we could pass on that. That's a common photo I see from Noah. Yeah, like I talked about before, I'm more interested in weight than length. Because weight, I mean, like, or at least kilograms, I mean, that's mass. Like, for me, when you talk about, like, how large anything is, like, how large an animal is, I think of mass. I don't think of, like, length. Because, like, a good example is, like, a snake. You know, a snake is extremely long, but it's also, like, not necessarily the heaviest thing or the biggest thing, you know? Or, like, a jellyfish. Jellyfish can be, like, certain species of jellyfish could be, like, 6 feet long, but it's, like, a squishy jellyfish. So, for me, as far as, like, how big an animal is, mass is the thing that I like to look at. In kilograms, preferably. So, and then pounds are weight. I know they're not mass, but they're directly proportional to mass. So, I mean, you know, pounds are kind of sort of maybe somewhat useful, but I like kilograms. So, 3.2 to 4.5 kilograms with a maximum weight of 9.8 kilograms. That is about the size of my parents' dog. So, dogfish. The all-tackle gamefish record is 7.14 kilograms, or about 16 pounds. Interesting. Caught off the coast of Ireland, 1989. Talked about females reaching maturity at 12. They live up to 25 to 30 years of age. I thought there was a study saying they lived older, or longer. Let's see. Let's see if we can find that here. Age. Whoa, okay. Lifespan? No, actually we saw this one, yeah, the other week. We don't want to do that again. Longevity. That was what anyway. Okay. Age space. Okay. Kind of curious on something. Validation using vertebrae and age determination of spiny dogfish by James Casey in a... Okay, check this out. Okay, curious about this. spiny dogfish are aged by band pairs on thin spines, like hanging on a tree. However, wear and tear of the spines makes maintaining accurate age estimates of older spiny dogfish difficult. Vertebral centra are an alternate structure that can be used to estimate age, but success in their use is very rare. You've heard that before. So what they talk about again, it's like rings on a tree, kind of, where it's like the vertebrae, like individual vertebra. You can kind of look at like the center ring of a vertebrae, like kind of where the spinal cord and the notochord goes through, and you can see patterns of growth, like I guess growth rings, kind of in that area, and it's a common way to age sharks, but it's been debated on how effective it's been. So I literally just reiterated what they said, but I've seen that firsthand, like just history. We conducted a tag recapture study using, oxytetracycline injections, I got that right, to validate annual deposition in both dorsal fin spines and vertebral centra on spiny dogfish. When band pairs in vertebral centra were used, time at liberty was significantly underestimated. Additionally, band pair counts were found to change along with the vertebral column of the individual, further refuting the use of vertebral centra to generate age estimates. Band pair disposition in dorsal fin spines confirmed to be annual in spiny dogfish at liberty for up to 2.6 years. Dorsal fin spines should continue to be used to age spiny dogfish, and vertebral centra are not a viable alternative. Interesting. Dorsal fin spines. I clicked on the study just to kind of see how old spiny dogfish can get, but that's kind of interesting. So this study is called Validation of the Use of Vertebra and Dorsal Fin Spines for Age Determination of Spiny Dogfish, Squalus acanthias in the Western North Atlantic Ocean, by Kelsey C. James, Cindy Tribuzio, Lisa J. Nathanson, John Hoey, Christopher Flight, Camilla McCandless, and Northeast Fisheries Science Center, Dolphin Island Sea Lab. Dolphin Island's pretty famous. Alaska Fisheries Science Center, Southwest Fisheries Science Center. Interesting. Okay. Just kind of want to know how old these guys get. So let's kind of zoom in. Graph. Okay. Let's zoom to the discussion. I kind of want to know how old spiny dogfish get, or piked dogfish get. Can you tell me? Am I really skipping it? Where? Oh, there we go. It's a big discussion. I'm just zooming through this. I'm super scanning this. They're talking about the means, like the method of aging, but they're not talking about... Alright, let's go back to the very beginning. I'm just kind of curious. How old did these sharks get? Oh, hey, check it out. Age determination for the spiny dogfish and its closely related congeneric species, a Pacific spiny dogfish, S. sucklei, has been studied extensively. Check that out. Note that until 2010, S. sucklei was considered the same species as S. acanthias, and many studies did not distinguish between the two species. Boom! Two different sharks. Alright. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to figure out... They should tell me how old this thing gets. Okay. Okay, wait. Found vertebral counts of underestimated counts of unworn over 10 years old. Oh, man. Okay. Companion et al. Validated ages of spiny dogfish from the region of the western North Atlantic Ocean in Canada using bomb radiocarbon techniques and determined that band pair formation of dorsal fin spines was annual up to at least 25 years. I don't know if that's telling me... Maybe big one shorter now. It is interesting. Okay, the gist of this article is saying that you should be using the dorsal fin spines as opposed to vertebrae for aging this shark. And, you know, maybe vertebrae are not useful anyway for all sharks, but darn it, it's not telling me. Cool study, it's just not telling me how old the shark gets. So let's see if I can find another one really quick. No, I'll probably wrap this up in a little bit, but age and maturity. Age and maturity, no, I don't want age and maturity. I want total age. Oh, sorry, kind of zoom past there. Age determination of elasmobranchs with special reference to Mediterranean species, 2014. Kind of curious. Let's see if that's object not found. No. Okay. Quality determination experimental sausage. No. That's not the age I'm looking for. Nope. Age and growth of spiny dogfish in the Gulf of Alaska. But is that Squalus acanthias or is that Squalus sucklei if it's Alaska? Difficulties in age readings from dorsal spines. Spiny dogfish. Let's try this really quick. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of papers on this shark. Most well-studied shark in the world. Ooh, this is a big thing. What page is this? 20 to 34. Okay, let's zoom down. It's literally a study party, people. This is literally what studying is. Am I doing this right? Oh, gotcha. 28 in the actual document. Alright, here we go. Structural problems, blah blah. Sorry, difficulties in age readings from dorsal spines of spiny dogfish by Sifa Ayan Demiran, Hamdi Ogut, I am so sorry if I'm really messing this up, Seme Ingain, Nuri Basusta, and Accruement Jenk. I butcher that, and I apologize because I'm very sorry. There are many vowels that have things that I don't know how to say, and I apologize. This is my ignorance, so my apologies. Structural problems of using spines for determining age of spiny dogfish, Squalus acanthias, 1758, were examined. Many problems connected with this method were the occurrence of spines with white surfaces. Okay, both broken and white surfaces. I'm just trying to figure out how old this shark gets. There's music, Jack music. How old did the shark get? How old does this shark get, please? I know Florida Museum of Natural History said 30 years, but I'm just kind of curious. Oh man, I'm just kind of curious. Like, is that legit? Is it really a 30-year-old shark? I thought it's older. I thought this shark can get older. I thought this shark can actually go like 50 years. All right, this is my mission for tonight. I'm gonna actually read the books really quick too. Ugh. Okay, I can't find this. All right. You know what? We're gonna wrap up. I don't know if there's anything else for this. I want to figure out how old this is. So Florida Museum of Natural History is 25 to 30 years of age. We will verify that. We talked about their appetites. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. We talked about that. Reproduction. Predators. Oops. Sorry. Oh my god. First-hand observation of a spiny dogfish giving birth in the wild near Rockport, Massachusetts. Wow. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I knew if it was viviparous. Sorry, let's go back here. Mating typically occurs in offshore waters with fertilization occurring internally. This is followed by ovoviparous development. So ovoviparous means there's an egg inside the shark, but the egg hatches inside the pregnant shark, and then the young embryo or the young shark emerges. The pup emerges. Sorry, I really butchered that. It's not an egg-laying shark, but it's not a live birth. It is like, it's a shark that has eggs inside it, and then the eggs hatch inside it, and pups are born like a live birth. But at 4 to 6 months of development, the membrane providing nourishment to the embryo breaks down. This leaves the yolk sac to provide nourishment during the remaining 17-19 months of gestation. Okay, this species is thought to have the longest gestation period of any vertebrate, up to 24 months. The young are born headfirst with cartilaginous sheaths on the spines to protect the mother from injury. That's amazing. I'm so sorry I skipped through this earlier. That's amazing. Litter size is averaging 6 to 7, but varies between 1 and 15. The newborn pups range from 8 to 13 inches in length. Alright, so, sorry, this is why I kind of went back to that, because this is actually amazing photograph on live birth of the spiny dogfish. So you can see, little pup being born. That's amazing that they got those photos. Bob Cornelier. Interesting. Oh, cool. Squalus is Latin for a kind of sea fish, while the species name acanthias translates as a prickly thing, describing the spines found on dogfish. So literally the Latin name is spiny sea fish. So that's pretty fun. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up in a little bit, but let's go back to the channel. Let's go back to the shark footage because, lol, because I really want to figure out how old the shark gets. So where is the playlist? Piked Dogfish footage selects Dr. Jaws. Here we go. Play all. It is. What's going on? I want to play all and play all. Oh, there we go. Play all. YouTube changed this. Okay. I just want to figure out how old this is. So we're going to have this beautiful footage on in the background. Wow. I see if I can actually get the age on this shark in these books. So let's see. Dude, I'm really relaxed tonight, actually. Like, really tired. But, like, it's not a bad thing. It's just, like, it's funny. Alright, so this book is saying it's extremely long-lived. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Sharks of the World, which is an amazing book, and I completely trust. Age of maturity, 10 to 20 years, with longevity varying between populations, maximum age over 40 years. Okay, so this book is saying that Squalus acanthias can live up to, or like over 40 years, which is amazing. So that's super, super cool. I thought it was longer. So, okay. And then let's just check Fishes of the Gulf of Maine, just for fun. But Sharks of the World was published 2022 or 2021, so it's brand new. So I totally trust that. Sharks of the Gulf of Maine, or sorry, Fishes of the Gulf of Maine is a bit older, so it might be out of date. And if the whole dating by the dorsal or the fin spines versus dating by the vertebral centra method thingy. If there's debate on that, maybe this is not the most up-to-date resource, but I'm just kind of curious what this book has to say as far as how old pike dogfish are. So, alright, here we go. Age and growth. Slow growing and long-lived. Maximum age reported for males and females are 35 and 40 years respectively, so it says, but some have suggested longevity to 100 years. Now, that seems kind of far-fetched to me, but interesting. Alright, well, we got the answer. We know it's 40 at least. So that's actually super, super cool. So. All right. I'm trying to think if I think we're gonna end on this video because it's just like this is probably like a nice way to end. Nice footage from Andre Eid. Please subscribe to Andre Eid's channel because I personally love like watching this footage sometimes, just even by myself. I love having it up in the background, just kind of having this like this like dive stuff, especially in the wintertime. Again, this shark like appears in my neck of the woods. I think starting in November is when you can see them here. Maybe even like maybe a smidge sooner than that, and then they stay here all throughout the winter. I would say even maybe till April, and then they start to kind of move up north a little bit. So, oh man, these sharks are beautiful. I don't think there's anything else I have on piked dogfish. There's a lot of research, again, on this species. I mean, anything you can possibly want to know, you know, you can find them in like sharkreferences.com or IUCN Red List or the Florida Museum of Natural History. I mean, they could be good anchor points for really any direction, whether you want to learn about like parasitology or just like physiology, genetics. I would assume fossil studies, I guess, or paleontology, but really, as far as like living shark biology, this is the best one. Like this is the most well-researched species. So it's odd listening to the Civ music while watching this, but man, these guys are cool. Also, fun fact: Norway, kind of a cool place to dive. Like, you know, this footage is from Norway. Norway is a big killer whale spot, like, or orca whale spot. Like, you know, if you're interested in unique diving, you know, unique wildlife opportunities, that's a good place to go. So, I believe that is also the land of Ulysses. So, but anyway, I think that's all I got. I'm pretty chill and zen and tired, coming back from Thanksgiving. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and had a nice study night. And next week, what should we do? I think I don't really want to do. My next go-to would be basking sharks, but maybe next week we might do basking sharks. But leave a comment below if there's a particular shark that you want to talk about next week, and a particular soundtrack. Mostly Civ 3 soundtrack was pretty nice, but I mean, they had some weird moments, so I kind of want something maybe a little bit chiller. So any soundtrack or shark suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, and we can do those next week. But hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a really nice week and are getting cozy for the winter holiday season. The holiday season? I don't know. The holiday season. Whatever. But love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.